Today we partnered up with Bacardi to bring you 3 pretty fantastic, pretty awesome Halloween cocktails. Bacardi Rum was founded in 1862 by a guy named Don Facundo Bacardi Masso when he bought a small distillery in Santiago de Cuba. The rum that he began to make was this smooth, light-bodied rum created by using a unique strain now known as La Lavandura Bacardi, which he found while he was working in the sugarcane fields. In 1888, Bacardi won the gold medal at the Exposition Universal de Barcelona, and in 1910 became Cuba's first multinational company after setting up a bottling facility in Barcelona as well. Then during Prohibition in the US, Bacardi soars in popularity when Americans begin taking trips to Cuba all the time so that they could have a little bit of a sip, because America was dry. In 1930, they set up production facilities in Mexico and Puerto Rico, making Mexico the first country outside of Cuba that Bacardi is produced. Then, if we fast forward to 1960, Bacardi's operations were illegally confiscated by revolutionary government forces, which in turn forced a lot of the family to flee Cuba in exile. Luckily, they moved the company's trademarks and that unique yeast strain out of Cuba. So today, Bacardi is being produced in Mexico, Puerto Rico, and the United States. Another little fun fact is that back in the 1800s, Masso's wife, Doña Amehla, found a colony of fruit bats living in the rafters of the original distillery. To the Taíno people, who are the indigenous people of Cuba, the bat symbolizes good health, family unity, and good fortune. And so she suggested that the logo of Bacardi become the bat. And what better way to celebrate the bat than make some Halloween cocktails, yeah? Let's get into it. First cocktail that we're doing is called a Blood Moon. The Blood Moon is a riff on the buck, and the buck is like a Moscow Mule, just utilizing some fresh ginger. It's gonna be great. And you know what? It's gonna be spooky. Let's get into it. First things first, come to work prepared. How about that? First thing we're gonna do is, oh God, forgot even more. Luckily I have these handy drawers. I think I say that like every video now. I mentioned the drawers that I love so much. I have like a somewhat maybe unhealthy obsession with the drawers that hold all the gear, that I don't have to go, oh, I forgot this in the house, or oh, I forgot this over there. And I still go over there sometimes because I forgot things. All right, we're squeezing some lime. I mean, but you kind of knew we were gonna do that if you know what a buck is. And if you don't know what a buck is, that's okay, because I told you what it was, because I said it's related to a mule, which you would also know has lime. All right, so ½ ounce of lime juice. 3/4 ounce of blood orange juice. Blood orange juice is gonna be not as sweet as its navel counterpart, a little bit more tart. And so for that reason, we're gonna do a full 3/4 ounce of ginger syrup, 2 ounces of Bacardi Superior, and just gonna say, I know this is a Bacardi sponsored video, but for my money, high quality, just saying. Bam. Question is, where'd I put my ice scoop? We're using like full-on cold draft ice today, so we're gonna put a scoop in there, go like that, and then we're gonna go get our glass. I'm gonna do a larger volume glass here. And before we put ice in there, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna be professionals about it. And we're gonna just put about 1.5 ounces to 2 ounces of ginger beer, just like straight into the glass like that. You could, you know, pour it down a spoon, but you don't have to, you could just do it this way. And put our ice here, like so. Whoa, boom. Hand flavored ice, I guess. I'll give it a shake. We should probably get this out of here. It's a little too big, no? I feel like because like it's a Halloween video, I should give a serial killer look to the camera while I shake. How was that? Is that pretty good?
Pretty good.
If there's anything I do well, it's look like a serial killer. And then we're gonna give it a strain here.
Oh, it's a lot pinker than
How did it layer? This has got more sugar than that. How did it layer? That's pretty good though. Oh my God, that's so crazy. I guess it's just more juice than syrup? There is no way that Q has more sugar, but it must because it layered, which is crazy. All right, we're gonna add a little bit of ginger beer on top like so. And we are going to make a blood orange flag as the garnish for this cocktail. So to make a flag, you're gonna need a cherry, a pick, Do we have a Halloween pick? All right, and then we're gonna just...
That's your signature slice there.
Oh, stop it. As if you could do any better. I'm gonna make you come up here one of these days, since you're talking smack on my very not uniform slices, and we're gonna make you cut a slice, and we're gonna see how well you do it there. Because you know, it's real easy to be in the peanut gallery. It's a lot harder when your neck is on the chopping block. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna pierce it like this, so. No, sorry, that's not what we're gonna do. We're not doing that at all. We're gonna do it like this. We're gonna pierce it like so, then put our cherry, and then pierce it like that. Kind of looks like a bloody eye, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. And then we're just gonna put on the cocktail like that. There we have the blood moon, and that looks like a blood moon, kind of. Or just like an eye of a monster sticking out of a lagoon. All right, let's give it a sip. Let's give it a sip. It's everything that I ever wanted and more. It's tart, it's refreshing. You got the spiciness of the ginger. You get a little bit of the tartness of the blood orange juice on top of that, all being held up by the rum. Amazingly good. There it is, the Blood Moon. Make it at your next Halloween party. The next cocktail we're doing is the Zombie. Well, a variation on the Zombie anyway. The Zombie was first created by Don the Beachcomber in 1934. We're gonna be doing like a little bit easier drinking version of the Zombie, and we're gonna do it, of course, in a Zombie tiki mug, because we have to. It's usually served in a Collins glass. We're gonna do tiki mug, and we're gonna do it on pebble ice, and it's gonna be nice. All right, so in a tin, you knew that, right? In a tin? You knew this was going in a tin? I think you did. 3/4 of an ounce of lime juice, 1 dash of Angostura bitters. Let's get it in the spirit of the season and do a skull bar spoon, shall we? 1 bar spoon of Grenadine, 1/2 ounce Falernum, and then we're just gonna do 1 ounce of our Bacardi Superior and 1 ounce of Bacardi Black. And we're gonna do a bar spoon of simple syrup, just because Falernum does not have a lot of sugar. Oh, I transferred all the pebble ice over here. Look at this, I made so much pebble ice, it's insane. It's insane in the membrane. We made like 4 basically things just like this of pebble ice. We have so much now. Just a dash of pebble. And then we're just gonna whip shake this until the ice is pretty much gone. Dump straight into our vessel like so. And I don't know why I put this away, because I'm gonna have to use it again. And we're just gonna top it up with our ice. Give it an old slappy poo with the mint. A little orange, like so. Well, okay, I like the way this is shaping up. Do I have one of those little, oh, we do. Give it a bone straw. My OCD dictates that I need to clean this up before I taste it. You know what I'd love to do? Is just like dash some Angostura bitters on there and make it look like a brain, but I think it'll be too much Ango. All right, here we go. What? So good. The Falernum, it's nice and punchy, and I think that that simple syrup was very, very, very well placed. It gives it some nice balance. You get that Falernum, so you get that kind of island spice flavor. And then on top of that, you get the boldness of the Bacardi Black, along with the white that's providing some body for the cocktail. And then of course, that little bit of Grenadine, giving it a little savory sweetness. And then of course, I said of course so many times, but after that, you get the tartness of the lime. It's all very nicely balanced. It's like a nicely balanced, but then also tropical cocktail. A little less punchy than your typical 1930s Zombie would be. So there it is, guys, the Zombie. The Goblin cocktail, basically a riff on, it's like if you took a pina colada and you just kind of mashed it with a daiquiri and then put it in a coupe and made it green with a little melon liqueur. It's gonna be mwah, and it's gonna be perfect for your party. Okay, so first things first, grab this guy, and then we're gonna do 3/4 of an ounce of lime juice. 3/4 of an ounce pineapple. We're gonna do 1/2 ounce of house-made cream of coconut. We're just gonna do...
That's what we landed on, cream of coconut, not coconut cream.
Actually, I want to call it coconut syrup, really. That's my...
Oh, yeah, coconut syrup was that's what I...
Coconut syrup is what we've been advocating for, I think, for the last...
Let's say
because,
that.
you know, coconut cream and cream of coconut, and that whole argument is just complete nonsense.
Yeah,
anyway,
so,
you know.
Say the coconut syrup.
Okay, 1/2 ounce of coconut syrup. And then we're going to follow that up by another 1/2 ounce of Midori. And then last but certainly not least, and the reason why we're all here, 1.5 ounces of Bacardi Superior. Let's grab a coupe. Such a big tin of ice. Give it a shake. And give it a strain. Ooh, it's nice. I love the texture. We're just gonna give it a little pineapple wedge. Halloween on the islands. Nice and bright, coconutty, and refreshing. You just get that little hint of Midori, and of course, body from the Bacardi. There it is, guys, the Goblin. There it is, guys. 3 Halloween cocktails to make all your Halloween party dreams come true. Like shooting fish in a barrel. It's everything that I wanted and more. It's got a little ginger down the old windpipe.